You're watching the Knox Pages.
You are watching the Knox Pages.
You're watching the Knox Pages Game of the Week.
Welcome, folks, to this week's edition of the Knox Pages Game of the Week. My name is Grant Pepper. I'm a reporter at KnoxPages.com. It's week 9. It's finally football weather. And this week's matchup takes us to Marengo for East Knox at Highland. Two teams fighting for playoff berths and the KMAC title late in the season. All that will be on the line on Friday. This week's Game of the Week video is going to be a little different, as we'll focus mainly on the matchup itself. Now, if you want a recap of last week's action, current KMAC and OCC standings, as well as updates pertaining to the current playoff picture and the rest of this week's matchups around the area, make sure to visit our website and click on the Sports tab, where you can find extensive local high school football coverage every week. That's KnoxPages.com/sports. Coming into Week 9, the visiting East Knox Bulldogs are 7-1 and 4-1 in the Knox-Morrow Athletic Conference, as they sit just one game behind Northmore and Highland, who are currently tied for first place. Meanwhile, Highland comes in at 7-1 overall, 5-0 in the KMAC. With 2 weeks left in the regular season, both teams are sitting just outside the playoff picture in their respective regions. Highland is 10th in Division 4, Region 14, while East Knox is 11th in Division 6, Region 23. Because only the top 8 teams from each region make it in, Friday's game will be crucial for the playoff hopes of each of these teams. Out in Howard, East Knox head coach Cody Reese knows what's on the line on Friday night, and his team does too. Naturally, he and his staff didn't try to subdue the occasion.
You know, we tell them the truth. Say, hey, it is what it is. You know, there's certain things that we've got to make sure we do. You know, if they know what happens if we lose, and they know what we still have the opportunity to do if we win. So we're very truthful with them, but we don't, we don't dwell on it. We say this is what it is, and so now let's do what we can in preparation to give us the best shot to be successful.
On Friday, East Knox will be tasked with stopping Highland's 4 running back rushing attack, which has led the Scots to a 7-game win streak. Highland uses an old-school ground and pound method that's been effective so far this year, as they've averaged 42 points per game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, they're very big, very aggressive football team, very physical, and up front, and they just maul you. You know, they're good at what they do. And Coach Carpenter has a great program over there with their 4-back sets. You never know who's going to get the ball on any given situation. So it does present a unique situation. You're not used to seeing offenses like that. So that in itself makes it unique. But like I say, they've been running that for quite some time, and it does present a lot of issues for us, and we're going to have to prepare as best we can to attempt to slow that down, because all their backs are good, and any of them can hurt you on any given play. Then they'll play action and throw it down the field, which is also another dimension to that offense that makes it so I guess such a big threat. So it's going to be a very big task to attempt to slow that offense down.
Highland's defense has been impressive too, as it's given up just 20 total points over the last 4 weeks, using physicality as its calling card, much like on the offensive end. Cody Reese told me that his team will need to match Highland's physicality on Friday night, while senior Bulldog wide receiver Dawson Moreland said that his team will need to focus on the little things in order to come home with a win.
We got to be physical. They're a very physical team, and we got to be able to match that as best we can. Stay disciplined, doing what we need to do, putting our players in position to be successful. So, just stay disciplined, be physical, and know where we need to be in certain situations in order to help us be successful.
We just have to do the little things right, play hard, play physical, and give everything we got.
Moreland knows that a shot at a playoff berth and a conference title are both on the line on Friday night, and he expects the atmosphere out here at Fishburne Family Field to reflect that.
I expect it to be big. I'm expecting a lot of people to be there. There's a lot in line for both teams.
Reese believes that his team will be prepared to take on the Scots Friday in what has quickly become one of the KMAC's most heavy-hitting matchups.
Yeah, the kids are really excited. We tell them, games like this come along because of hard work, and this is what we've been working for. So, we're excited, and so we got to channel that excitement the right way, and our preparation for Highland, and with what they're going to present us with. They're a very good football team, and our kids know that. So we got to make sure that we match, to prepare as best we possibly can for a well-coached, good football team. It's not a coincidence that they won the league the last 3 years. They do a lot of things really well, and so we've got to make sure that we match that as best that we possibly can. So hopefully Friday night we'll be able to do that.
Meanwhile, out here in Marengo, Highland is preparing to face a unique offensive attack as well. While the Scots run the ball nearly every down, East Knox is known for its lethal aerial attack, led by junior quarterback Caden Lester, who's thrown for over 2,000 yards already this season. East Knox has scored an average of 48 points per game this year, while giving up just 8.
They do. They stretch the field and force you to protect the whole field. And, because of that, obviously we're going to change some things up and prepare as best as we can for that.
Chase Carpenter, a senior starting lineman for Highland who's also the son of head coach Chad Carpenter, told me this week about the athleticism of East Knox, which balances his passing game with an effective run game.
They have a lot of weapons. The junior class is very strong, and excuse me, they're very good at playing their game, I should say. They're good at passing the ball. They have good skill kids. Play hard.
Head coach Chad Carpenter told me this week that even amid his team's 7-game win streak, they're still working to improve on the little things, such as confidence, heading into week 9.
Yeah, it's one of those things that each week, we really try to get better at certain things, and this week our main focus is confidence, and we want to be very confident when we go out there and play. It's a good week to have a lot of confidence going in here to a big game.
When it comes to keys for his Highland team on Friday night, Chase Carpenter kept it simple.
Play our game, play fast, play physical.
And given all that's on the line, Carpenter expects a big-time atmosphere out here at home on Friday night.
I expect a playoff atmosphere, and I expect to have a lot of fun. It's supposed to be a very amped environment, I'd say.
Last year, Highland beat East Knox 28-7 out in Howard. But Chad Carpenter told me that in that case, the final score doesn't tell the whole story, and that he expects nothing short of a dogfight on Friday night.
I recall the game was a lot closer than the score. And I remember it being very tense and upbeat and very physical football game, and I would expect nothing less from this week.
East Knox and Highland will duke it out right out here at Fishburne Family Field on Friday night, with KMAC title and playoff hopes on the line for each team. Kickoff will be at 7 p.m., and you can check our website later that night, as always, for our game recap at KnoxPages.com. Well, folks, that's going to do for this week's edition of the Knox Pages Game of the Week. Thank you for watching. As always, make sure to follow our sports coverage all season long at our website, KnoxPages.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Knox Pages for live game updates, game recaps, features, and more. That's at Knox Pages on Facebook and Twitter. Again, I'm Grant Pepper, a reporter at KnoxPages.com. Thanks again for watching this week's edition of the Knox Pages Game of the Week. Enjoy what should be a fantastic Week 9, and we'll see you next week.